We're back at another series of customers ride. Of course, I got cameraman Craig with me. I'd be lost without him doing all this stuff because there's only so much I can remember.
And I can tell you, when I heard what is going on with this car, I had to be in this episode. I had to be part of this because this is a pretty awesome car. What have we got, Rod?
Well, it's completely different. Obviously, for those, it's a 200 series, but it's not a dual cab, it's not a wagon, it's an extra cab, right? 2 doors with the extra bit of room behind. The gentleman that owns this is not only a customer, he's actually one of my own salesmen. When he brought it in and that, with me and Craig are sitting here looking at it going, oh no, we've got to film this. This is a one-off, very, very special. The way that it's been cut, the way that it's been thought out and decked out is one of a kind. Right up to the canopy. It's a lot bigger than a normal canopy. And obviously it's not, because it's actually designed as a camper. Slide on, slide off. Rick's done a great job. It's a full aluminium tray. It's all been done.
It's really nice with the checker plate along there.
I love the checker plate. I love the fact that he's got match colour to the car. I think it looks absolutely great. With or without the camper on the back, it's going to look absolutely brilliant.
Great place to store your gas bottle.
What I like about what Rick's done with this, and the people that have helped him do it as well, that they've really thought about it, right down to making sure the gas bottles were on the back. Open these up. I love these handles. I don't know what they are. They're nice and smooth. I love them.
Very smooth. Look at that.
So now we're in here, and we've got, that's
your kitchen.
His sink. It actually slides out. He's got his full sink on that. He's got, obviously, his travel buddy.
You got to have your pies. Got to have your hot pies while you're on the road.
And I love it. It's actually very much a kitchen sort of, what do you call it? What do you call it? Not canopy. What do you call them? Where you put food and stuff in, like everybody knows.
Cupboard.
Everybody, no, it has it. Oh, I can't think of it. You know what I'm talking about. Pantry.
It's a pantry.
It's got a pantry in it.
It's a pantry. That's great. Nice little.
He's actually. You think they made these shelves? They're all being done.
Those are great. You can lean them over, see what's in them. That's fantastic.
I do love it. Obviously, his fridge. This is a stand-up. And as he said, he's actually got a full-blown freezer in the back.
Yep.
And he's got another fridge, and then this is what he basically uses as his everyday one. So he takes his supplies out of the main fridges in the back, and then he puts it in this, and this is what he calls his everyday.
There's these lights hidden up the top there.
They're all in there, and they've got different colours on them depending on when you're camping. We all know that you want orange light if you want to get rid of the bugs and everything. It's all done really well. Now, he's got two 70 litres or 75 litres.
Two 75 litre
75 litres water tanks. And you fill them. There's one on each side. They're both in the headboard here.
Yep.
You've got one on each side, and you've got the tap on each side, for both of them. Yep. We'll keep going around.
Battery power down the side here. All the electricals. So this car has 200 amp hours of lithium battery. Incredible.
It has. So tell us about the electrical. What have we got in here?
So yeah, 200 amp hours of lithium in the camper, and 200 watt hours of solar up on the roof. So an amazing amount of power that will just go for weeks.
All right, we'll close this down. And around the other side. I love those handles, they're so easy to use. Not that much difference. Now, when we come around this side, there was a couple of things that I noticed. Obviously, another water tank.
Yeah, there's the other 75 litres, so
and I asked top what this was. This is actually where he puts diesel fuel in. What are you putting diesel fuel into a camper for? I don't understand. And why does it have an exhaust pipe? It's got a little exhaust pipe down here. It turns out that this camper's actually got a diesel heater. We'll get in and we'll check that out in a minute, but until then, let's check this out. This is basically the other side of his vehicle. He's just got all of his drawers and bits and pieces all set up in here. Fire extinguisher, all the goodies for camping and everything. Now, what I noticed most is that this was a bit different. I was expecting it to look like a normal tradie canopy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It's got this big thing. It doesn't open, it doesn't do anything. It's got good branding on it, obviously, you know, for that. But we'll get onto that in a sec. What have you discovered?
I was having a look at this thing here, and this is actually a built-in shower. So it's an electric shower. You just purely set the temperature of the shower there, And look at that.
Got a shower head on
The
it.
shower's ready to go.
But where's the shower?
Wow. So,
That's the whole point. I'm looking around going, where's the shower? Is it under here? Where is it?
So here's the thing, and you got to check this out, Rod. Let me open this up.
So it's got a lock on it or something?
Oh, no, there we go.
Out.
Yep, so
Look.
that folds out. This side folds out.
Oh, it's already
And have a
actually
look at
decked out. Right. Once it settles, it's the shower. There we
There we go.
And look at that.
Look at that. You got your
Opens
shower.
up, and obviously the shower head goes over the top.
That's right. So, oh, you can open it on this side.
Yeah, it's got the zipper down it.
Zipper on the side there. And it's as simple as this. Grab your shower, feed it through, up over the side.
That's a better view. Gone.
I'll tell you what, I could have a shower in this thing. This is pretty cool in here. Have a look at that. Have a look.
I'm not going to look inside his shower.
No, it's all right. I have clothes on.
All right, excellent. We'll move on. We'll pack that away. But that's, I actually looked at it. I actually thought, geez, it's the world's shortest awning on the top of the cab. And it's actually not. It's actually a shower. Pop-out shower. It's brilliantly done. It's really well done.
So these are great, Rod. I have one of these on my car, and if anyone who's got daughters or a wife or anything like that, you're at the beach, you need to change out of your bathers or anything like that, less than 30 seconds, shower pops out, we've got a change room.
Done.
We use it all the time. Probably one of the best
Because he's
things
got
they
so
ever
much
put on.
water, which is the good thing about this, because he's got 150 litres of water just in the top. Easy, any river or anything can always pop up. So if you're doing the Kimberley, the Cape or anything like that, you've got ample opportunities to refill so much of this water. I'm sure they can be separated too, so you can use one as your fresh water and you can use one that you're just refilling just for having showers and stuff like that. It's a brilliant idea, really well thought out.
Really well thought out. I can't quite figure out how to put it away, but
It's all right.
we'll do that later.
Through the magic of smokes and mirrors, you will now see it packed up.
Now watch this.
Look at that. He did it.
No trouble whatsoever.
And it took
so
him 3.5
quick and
seconds.
easy, you're going to have it away in no time whatsoever. Stop laughing at me.
We all
Let's
know
look at
what
the
the
rest of the
truth
car.
was. That's what actually happened. All right.
All
Now,
right.
I think
What
we're done
else?
on this side. Obviously, the other thing too, we haven't actually pointed out too much, is that he's got these toolboxes on each side. He obviously got all his recovery gear on this side, and he just got his spare parts and bits and pieces, his tyre fixings and everything on the other side. Beautifully made, beautifully moulded all the way around. And the way that they shut, you can actually, they're so silent
smooth.
and nice. And
those handles are so nice
they are,
in the
aren't
way
they?
they turn.
They're actually epic.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, you know this can actually come off. So Rick was saying he's got the legs for it that you can put on. So you can get to camp, you can put the legs on, you jack up the canopy and you drive the car off.
Yeah.
So you can take the car, go find some firewood, whatever you need to do on the back of the ute, go out forward driving for the day and come back. Your camper's all set.
It's absolutely beautifully done. I like the way they've done all the chrome and everything. They've done it all very, very special. It looks spectacular.
I
Now,
want to see his rooftop tent.
let's go and have a look in there. Because it's not actually a rooftop tent.
Really?
No. Not even
All right.
remotely close. Let's go and check it out.
Let's go see.
Come around. Now, we get at the back, obviously one spare tyre, a ladder.
Yep.
I love these rear drawer systems.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, and I just love the fact that they are
Wow.
a full-length drawer. The amount of stuff you can put in here. He's
He's
actually
even got his Max
he's
Tracks
got
in
his
there.
Max Tracks in the drawer. He's got it all in here, all his tools and bits and pieces and that. Looks like his everyday stuff, his hoses for filling up his water tank. Everything you want, basically, at a quick find. It's all in there. Look at that,
That's
easy
fantastic.
glide.
And fully sealed.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. Look at that.
That is
It
great.
doesn't even slam or anything. It's done that well.
That is great.
We'll shut this up.
I like these lights at the back. They're very,
Aren't they modern?
very slick
done
and
really, really
modern
well.
looking. Yeah.
Now, if we were to criticise anything, it would be the same thing that Rick was actually criticising, and that is his exhaust system. He just wants to modify it. He just believes it hangs down a little bit low.
Yeah.
He just wants to make a couple of changes just to give him a little bit more clearance there, and that's it. So, this next bit we're going to show you is the whole reason why we are showing you this camper today. Right? And as we said, it's actually not a normal slide on, slide off.
And it's not a rooftop tent.
It's not a rooftop tent either, nowhere near it. Now, this is why he did the 2-door version of the 200 series. Didn't want to do the 4-door. He wanted a cab. He's actually thought about it. It's a standard chassis. Everything's the full length, and because he knew what he was going to put on it. Sorry?
It's not extended.
Nope. That's the whole reason. If he was going to do this same thing on a 79 series, he would actually have to extend it.
Yeah.
And then when we get in, we'll actually show you. But you're about to see something absolutely incredible. So I'll open this up on both sides. Unlatch. Nice big ladder.
Very big ladder.
Quite meaningful. There's this open. Oh, it's just a latch. Latch. Get the main door open. Look at it. It's not a rooftop temp at all. You can actually run in there, the whole thing. We unlatch it. There's 3 latches, one on either side and also one at the back. I'll get in there now and we'll just check this out. That's it. Set up.
Wow.
All in 1 second. How long did that take? There is nothing else you need to do in here. I'll put some light on in here. Now,
oh, wow.
This is actually a full-size queen bed. It's not a double bed. It is a full-size queen bed. As we mentioned before, the whole reason why it actually has a diesel heater, it actually has the diesel heater outlet down the bottom. So you got hot at night.
You've obviously got nice and warm in the snow.
Oh, it's wonderful. Cold. When hot, you've got the fan. One of the most important things we need is that he's actually got a fan. So he's got heating. He hasn't got air conditioning up here, but he's obviously got fan, which gives you movement of the air. You got your different lights, and all these different lights, you can actually touch them and dim them to however bright you want it to do. If you've got bugs going on,
blue light.
You can put your blue light on, and you can even dim the blue light. Now, he's actually got one at each end, so you can adjust it at each end. He's actually got, down in here, check this out. Not only has he got storage, but
porta potty.
He's got a toilet in the car. How's that? Now, obviously, it was something that his wife... Now, if I know of anybody that's going to go out, especially if you're a young family or a couple that want to go and do a little bit of comfort, but still go and do the big epic tracks, like up in the Kimberley, up in the Cape, around the Bight, in the middle of the Simpson Desert. You take this car, you've got heating, you've got fans, you've got toilet, you've got a shower, you've got masses amount of water, you've got your own kitchen, everything going on there, you've got 3 fridges going on, and you can pull up anywhere and pop this up in literally 60 seconds.
You can be cracking a beer within 30 seconds. Yep.
So what I like, USB ports everywhere.
Yep, he's even got 240 volts up in here.
He has.
Just in behind you.
It is.
240 volt socket.
Little storage areas, he's got place for his shoes and everything in here. Like, it is absolutely epic on how easy this was, not only to set up, but to actually pack down. Got 200 watts of solar on the roof, and he's got another 200 watts that he can actually turn around and just, like a blanket or something, he just reels out and doubles his solar and everything.
It's really well thought out, really well laid out.
And there's so much room. Like,
2 people could be very comfortable in here.
And this would be what?
Yep.
6'5".
Yeah,
6'4", 6'5" room. And like I said, full length, full size queen bed. I'm actually jealous of this car. This car is epic. Epic. I just wish I owned one like it.
Yeah. All right, you better pack that roof down.
Oh, no, we've got to get back in there.
Well, we're not going to take for a drive like that. How quick is it to come down?
Oh, I'll show you. But look at it. As I walk around, right, nothing is sticking out the sides. Anybody that knows that when you have trouble with rooftop tents and everything, they're all convenient and they're all great.
Yeah.
But to be able to slam that shut like that, and not have to put any of the material in, it is done. And simply, we come up, do the 3 latches.
You're done.
Shut the door. Put the ladder up. How easy is that?
And as Rick said, one of the great things is he doesn't have to climb on the roof, pack his tent, he doesn't have to muck around with anything like that. He's doing it from a standing position within the camper. Pull it down, latch it on. What could be better? Well done, Rick.
I reckon we go down, we check out the engine bay, we'll jump in. We're going to get it up in the air. We're actually going to go right underneath the vehicle, check out what he's done underneath. And the best part, we get to take it for a bit of a ride. We won't tell Rick that part though, no.
Rick originally had a BT50 and he did exactly the same thing that he's done with this car. Same camper, everything on the top. But while it was a great car, it was still a work car. Then he saw that he could actually do it with the 200 series and he went, I need the mod cons and I need the V8 power. So that's one of the reasons he went for the 200.
Remember too, Rick actually got this done over, where was it? It's in Victoria.
It's in Ballarat.
They actually did the chop. We'll put their name up here now so you can actually catch up with them. But Rick did the build. He actually did it all himself from his own home. So apart from doing the chop, and when they did the chop, they didn't use any filler.
No.
That was all lead filled and all done, all metal finished, right? So beautifully done. Like all the corners of the paint job, it's been done so well. It's really good. And it reflects with the whole car.
Not quite finished. There's a couple of things, we'll show you when we get inside. There's a couple of things he still has to finish off.
We were joking about that before because no four-wheel drive project is ever actually finished.
No,
you know full well, if you're doing four-wheel drives, it's never finished. There's always that next toy or that next thing that you want to add on there and everything else like that.
So under the bonnet, not too many changes. Obviously running a dual battery. He's about to put a under the bonnet lithium in here, he's telling me, with another DC to DC charger on top of the 200 amp hour batteries that he's got in the back. Underneath here, not too much. Catch can up the back, but otherwise it's a fairly stock engine.
And any engine tunes or anything?
No, not too much you have to do on the 200 series.
I suppose you don't have to. They've got enough power as they are. They've just done really, really brilliant.
That's right. But look at the front here, TGM bar.
Yep.
The Nava lights.
Lights.
And have you seen his winch?
Now this was actually a winch that I hadn't even heard of. It's Come Up. Come Up is the brand. And he actually had to import this. It was originally
imported from
brought
Thailand
in by someone, and Rick can't rave about this enough. Now, people don't know that much about Rick. He actually does driver training and everything else like that, four-wheel drives. So he's not someone that's just like ma and pa, they're just trying to put the project together and that. He is heavily involved with four-wheel drives. Been all over Australia, seen it all done before, and then to have that person that has seen everybody else's projects build their own, you know that they're going to pick some of the best thing, and it reflects in the car, very much so. Lots of struts and everything.
This Come Up winch is fully sealed. So it's one of the only ones on the market that's fully sealed, and they actually test these things until they overheat underwater.
Yes, no leaks, no water ingress, nothing, absolutely perfect. Now,
incredible.
It obviously says a lot for the winch. Whether you can find it or not, I don't know. If you want to find out how Rick did it, you know where he is. Numbers up on the back up there, so we can't hide him, right?
Give him a call.
And I'm sure you'll be able to tell you about anything that you want. We'll put a long list as we go and everything. So we've done the front, we've done. He's got two antennas. One's obviously UHF.
Yeah,
and the
one's
other
UHF. The other one's a Cell-Fi for mobile communications.
So how about, before we take it for the big run, let's get this big girl up in the air.
Up on the hoist. Have we got a hoist that can lift this thing? It's pretty heavy.
We do. We'll show you. Not just any hoist, we're going to get it up on the mega lift. We've got it up in the air and we'll run through it from front to back. We'll run through the whole lot. Obviously we went through the TJM bar, we went through the winch that was in it. There's a couple of things, pros and cons under here. He's obviously got really good recovery points on the front. It's good to see a pair of them as well. So you can actually use both of them if you need to do it. But pretty standard sort of shielding underneath. I would have thought you might have done something a little bit more. But Rick doesn't drive like I do. Yeah, Rick's more common sense. He tends to take this plate. He can pretty much go anywhere I go. He just doesn't go nuts doing it all. So he's probably pretty well on point. Now this has actually got a Lovells 3.8 tonne GVM upgrade on it. You can do a 4.1. But he's elected to do a 3.8 because it's probably as far as he actually needed to go on it. So it's all the Lovells suspension, and it's actually very close to what was originally on my 79 series. As we go back, obviously factory fitted automatic. They don't come with a manual option. It's good to see that you've got the deep cast aluminium pan on it. They're a brilliant bit of kit, they really are. The more oil you got, the longer your oil lasts. Simple as that. It's also got the heavy duty Nomad valve body in there. He had the option for the Extreme with a Nomad. He's chosen the Nomad simply because he still wants it to drive fairly nice, like a limousine. Nice crisp shifts, he's wrapped with it. I asked him the question, I said, give us your honest opinion. What did you think? You know, it's really hard because I could be a salesman and he is a salesman, but I never led you astray. He loves it, so that makes me feel really, really happy. The exhaust system is pretty well standard. It's good to see that he's actually, you know, kept most of it standard. The standard tanks are in it. I obviously got these levels at the back and that again. It's good to see he hasn't had to go to any extraordinary extents to hold the big camper up, which is brilliant to see. 3.8 tonne GVM. He's updated the auto a bit to turn around and make that all happen. And obviously it looks like he can still put a spare wheel underneath. I don't think he really wants to because I think he wanted to keep as much room under here as possible. He actually has a spare wheel on the back. And standard tow bar assembly on the back. Obviously he's running his all-terrains, the BF Goodrich all-terrains is what he likes. And I don't think he's out of hand. And this is the person that's been around the block a couple of times. He knows which tyres are the ones that he trusts and uses and that, and it's good to see him actually run it. So that's it for underneath. It's actually pretty standard other than, as I said, transmission updates, the bull bar and all the suspension work and everything. Now the best bit is we get to take it for a run.
Let's go. Let's not tell Rick.
Now let's get out of here first and that before he realises we've made off with the car. Another half an hour of getting it down again.
Let's go. And we all got dreams. We all want things. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
Yeah, certainly better weather for a drive than last time we went out.
Yeah, we don't get too many good ones in Victoria at the moment. So,
that's right.
And off we go. Obviously the first thing, smooth as a die.
Oh, yeah. Those shifts are beautiful.
So quiet. You can see why he wanted to use the 200 series in as much as it's just nice and smooth. Now obviously on the inside he hasn't done an awful lot. He did say he wanted to do a few things. He's obviously still fixing a few things on the back wall.
Here to do.
So he's got a couple of little things. The rest of the layout is pretty well standard, but there's not a lot you really need to do with them because 200 series basically comes out pretty well decked out. Seats are already comfortable.
It's very much a 200 series. Like I've driven a lot of the 200s while we're doing a lot of the testing for the lockup kits and for things like that. And this car, despite the fact it's been chopped in half and has a big heavy camper on the back, doesn't feel any different to a normal 200 series. It's beautiful.
Now this is obviously capable of towing 3.5 tons, and even with the weight of this camper on the back, it's actually quite responsive. Like it goes really well. It's doing it super easy. It's a 200 series. It was basically built to tow weight and do it all fairly easy. Rick did say that he's going to be installing the new Nomad lockup.
Yes.
And we've got one of those kits coming to him straight away. Yes. And he's going to be putting the big twin cooler on. Yeah. But he started with the valve body, he started with the big pan, and then the only mods he really needs to do, and that's just so he can carry all of this and still tow. Yeah. So he's got plenty, and the good thing about it, he's built all of this and he's still got somewhere he can go to mod things out. He can add more power to it. You know, we can add more cooling for the auto. Yep. He can go up to a bigger suspension if he really wanted to, the 4.1 as we mentioned before from Levels. Yep. He's got the 3.8 and it's nice and smooth. My only fear, if you did go to the 4.1, would it actually be a bit more bouncy with it? Yeah. But because it carries the weight, it actually works really well. You can feel the suspension working non-stop. Yep. And the good thing about probably not going to the 4.1 is that if he did want to take the camper off, and he had a tray, obviously he's going to be very light back then. You don't want to make it too firm. You want to make something that it will still work. And even having coils is a big advantage.
It's the perfect setup, really, isn't it?
And he hasn't had to resort to any airbags.
No.
Nothing like that at all. No chassis strengthening plates. He hasn't had to lengthen the chassis whatsoever. It is a 2013
Yes.
200 series.
Yep. Earlier models.
And he just come across it because it's perfect. He didn't have a dent in it. It was absolutely perfect.
Yep.
And it comes with everything.
Yep.
Like it's really well done.
He wanted the Sahara, so he has a lot more of the mod cons.
But the bells and whistles.
Well, but he couldn't do that because the Sahara has the sunroof.
And that was one reason why he did the GXL.
That's right.
Because the GXL doesn't come with a sunroof, and because he's doing a single cab, or what we call an extra cab cut on it, the sunroof would have gotten in the way and would have caused too many problems. So, and white, you've got the camper sits over the top of it, so the sunroof would have been useless anyway.
That's right.
You know, you can't see it. It's like this rear vision mirror he's got sitting on the windscreen here.
Yeah,
what's it actually looking at?
But that's actually so that you can do your lippy as you're driving along.
If I had my wife in this car, the mirror would be pointing that way, not this way. You know, it drives great. Get into a bit of a situation and obey all the road rules.
Of course.
We'll go down here, we'll slow it down nicely. We'll get in here. Let's give it a bit of a... Right, she's off. Not quite full throttle. And she's pulling like a troop. Now that's from 40 to 80 Ks in like 2 or 3 seconds. Did it really, really easy.
That's perfect.
Air conditioning is running. It's comfortable to sit in.
It is.
That's what I like about it. Really comfortable to sit in. And Rick's not exactly 20 years old anymore, right? And I'm sure he's, his lovely wife, half his age, I believe.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, keeps him on his toes, but he obviously does it for a reason, and that is for comfort.
Yeah.
The old creaking bones, getting there. He's only got a 2-inch lift on it. He didn't want to go nuts, and I haven't either. Even on my cars, I don't go. I don't want to be stepping in and out.
Yep. He hasn't even got side steps on it.
No,
and he hasn't.
Just so he can slide in and out of it.
Yeah.
And if his wife's not complaining, everything's been done absolutely right.
That's right. And Rick, as we mentioned before, does a lot of forward driving. He would be out almost every weekend.
Yeah.
And sometimes he's out in a group, or a lot of the time he's out in a group, and sometimes they're out by themselves. One of the beauties of having the camper and whatnot, as he's done it, even he said he tried a swag once. He'll never do that again. He's got the camper, he's got somewhere to get changed, sleep, he's got his privacy, whether he's in a busy campsite or he's out camping along the Murray, right on the riverbank with just no one around. It's the perfect setup.
It is really well done.
Yeah.
Bugger all body roll in it too.
Yeah.
It goes really well. So
you wouldn't even know the camper's back there.
No, exactly right.
Yeah.
So Rick's done it the right way. Which way would you do it? Would you do it with the 200 series?
Yeah.
A 100 series?
Yeah.
A Y62 for the Nissan people?
What would you chop?
The 79 series? Would you turn around and go, why do all that when I can just whack one on the back of a 2-door 79 series?
That's right.
Are you more of an on-road person or are you an off-road person?
What do you
really
do?
Want to get out there and do it the rough way?
Yep.
Would you prefer auto or manual? Obviously, when doing it this way, and probably like the Nissan Y62, you're stuck with the automatic. Would you do the 79 series or even the 100 series or something similar, simply because you want the manual?
Yep.
So which would you prefer, auto or manual, Nissan or Toyota? You let us know, and before we sign, tell us your thoughts.
Yep.
And before we sign out, don't forget our Christmas special has started online.
Oh yeah.
We're off 5 to 10, even 11% off of many items online. So get in now. It's not going to last forever. And until then,
askauto.com.au.
That's it. We'll see you next time. And don't forget,
like,
subscribe,
and we'll see you on the next one.
See you then.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Now pull over. I want to drive.
No.
So
it's going to take him a few minutes. I said to him, he said, you want Rick to show us how to set it up? No, it's all right. I got it all figured out. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. That's what he said. I'm a professional. Here he is, 4 or 5 minutes later, still go. I need a drink.
hard.
Craig, take me to the pub. I've had enough.
Beer o'clock.
Had
Let's
enough.
go.
Beer o'clock. We're out of here.
I don't need to be told twice.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society.